All right. Welcome back.
After technical difficulties.
Hey, we made it happen. What's going on?
Nada. Just getting ready for a nice long weekend.
Yeah, we have the holiday on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Little half day on Friday.
Wonderful thing.
Yes, it is. Update, I will give a little update on the Dallas show, where we were at last week. So that show actually ended up being bigger than the Orlando show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the report was it was a great show and more like they used to be. Just heavy traffic, lots of people. So it was a good show for us. I think the team actually went to a Rangers game out there, baseball game.
Nice.
So I think they had a good time. And the report was Dallas was good. I think we have 2 more shows on the list, and no, we actually have 3. So we have the San Diego show
That coming up.
and we have a Vegas show for the NATP group, and then we have a Ngozi show later in the year for like a service bureau group there.
Gotcha.
So those should be fun. I'm looking forward to getting some report back because I'm not going to any of those shows.
No?
No.
It's all traveled out?
I'm traveled out, and I'm not mad about it. One of the things I saw over the weekend, it's really old, but have you ever seen this longest drive guy? And it might not be the current longest drive. It's not a video of you. Batul, can you click on the first tab?
I know that.
And there's like a video. So this Maurice Allen. Have you ever seen this?
I don't know if I've seen this. I know this guy is. I actually saw him.
So he's trying to crush his ball over Niagara Falls. So he's in Canada, and he's trying to hit it to the USA.
He crushes it. He was at Lake Nona. Does the
Was that the guy and he had like pink shoes on?
Yeah, that was him. We saw him.
Yeah, we saw him.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, so I think he like hits 4 balls, and he's like he can't get it over. I mean, that's crazy. Anyways, watch this. Yeah, crushed. And I think the wind took it. But there's one on here where he no, that was the one. See, he hit. There it is. It landed on USA ground, and he just found out.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's
insane.
I think that was the first time that anyone's ever done that. But the date of this video is like 5 years ago. So someone probably already did that again or beat it or something.
I could definitely do that.
But that was cool. I saw that doom scrolling.
Yeah, that dude crushes it.
Yeah, you can take that off.
He's also small, like short.
Is he?
Well, you stood next to him.
Well, I was just so excited. I don't remember.
He's jacked, but he's short, and he just crushes the ball.
Yeah, I saw he sets up farther back.
Yeah.
Than but what do I know? Yeah, well, I just thought that would be entertaining.
You don't hit the ball like that.
No. IRS news from this Accounting Today article.
Mm-hmm.
The IRS added payments and Spanish to the business tax account, online tax account. So, thoughts on that one?
I mean, I thought that already existed.
Did you?
For the payments function, at least. But yeah, I mean, obviously adding that creates a little bit easier avenue to either A, pay your tax bill, or B, make quarterly payments where you don't have to either mail them in or phone them in.
So what this, I'm just going to read it from the article. It says business taxpayers. So there's 2 different ones. There's the business tax account and then like the individual tax.
Individual, yeah.
And so the business taxpayers can now use the Internal Revenue Service business tax account to pay federal tax deposits and make the payment on balance due. So federal tax deposits. So you're talking about like the employee taxes?
as far as where you at there. I don't know for sure. What I took that to mean was like more quarterly payments. Obviously, it could be, I guess, if they're.
That's what I'm looking at is federal tax deposits. So the employee, the tax deposits. So that's what I took from it.
For being as far as paying like the employees' taxes, their share of the employees' taxes. Or something. It could be, and if it is, I mean,
because right now they use that other site.
Is it like a third party site almost? Yeah. And, obviously there's own set of issues with the third party site, not being kept in house. So creating this is, well and good and all standards that I can think of. And obviously it also creates where you can track everything as well. It's
sure.
like everything's in house, so you can track all your payments or track your business transactions and such. So
yeah, click on this
surprised it took so long for them to have this.
Click on the next tab and then scroll down a little bit. This is just from their site. So what you can do.
View balance, partial and full due payments, and like the view payment history and such. Because I was looking at this a little bit earlier today, and if you click on like the pay now section, it takes you to there's 3 different options.
So it's like a payment processor inside there.
Well, it was it redirected you to it. This might have just been on the personal side, like the ID me or whatever. You click on that and make payment now. It takes you to 3 different options, and each one redirects to its own specific site. So I thought that was weird. I didn't know this existed or didn't exist already. It made sense to have a while ago, but
I'll have to.
It's a good upgrade.
Look in there and make sure that what they're actually considering federal tax deposits from this article. It's a not clear cut from this article.
Yeah, I know for sure it'd probably be either your balance dues and your quarterlies. As far as what else it might do, I do not know. It doesn't really say too much in this article about full details of it, but
the Spanish portion of it, I'm sure that's a big deal.
Yeah. It's another one I'm like, how is this not already done? At least to be in Spanish, So obviously making some upgrades, which is always a positive.
Yeah, from everything that we've talked about in the past, the IRS is, trying to improve across the board. So this online account, just a good thing to try to bring everything into one centralized location. Now, what that means for the third parties, I don't know, but this is definitely a big news for people that use that account.
Creates another system for tracking purposes for companies, to be able to see full transaction lists of what happened here or there. Obviously, they have their own internal systems for that, but if that's missed, you got a little backup too, possibly.
Yeah. Other news, which I came across, and I really wanted to point out because I really want to do this, but I can't because I live in Florida. But
yes,
state of New Jersey is trying to pass a new bill that would give their taxpayers basically a approval to write off their tolls.
Yeah, a new deduction potentially. Though the $1,000 limit seems rather low.
Was it 1,000?
1,000 annual tax deduction if passed.
Is it like 50% up to 1,000 or something?
I just see it.
It says a version of the bill would limit $1,000 annual tax deduction.
So it's something. At least it'd be good. It sounds like there's a few other states that have tried to implement this or have this. Obviously, $1,000 if you're driving very far or very often, you're going to hit that pretty easily. But
yeah,
it's great. I don't see why they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure. I had the auto load. So I'm pretty sure that I spend. I don't know. I would think I would hit over 1,000.
I would say so, especially if you're driving. If these guys are driving every single day into the workplace, so 1,000 would be pretty easy to hit. But regardless, it's a at least an avenue, a new deduction. Helps out a little bit.
Yeah, by reading, this is from CPA Practice Advisor, but reading on this, Massachusetts looks like it's the only state that does this currently.
Yeah, and their limit, if I just saw that right, it's even lower, of $750.
And then West Virginia used to do it, but then it was repealed in 2021.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if we could do it down here, but obviously we don't have state taxes.
Right.
So even if that did get put on the federal side, that's going to be an itemized deduction, which we'll never be touching. But I'll be interested to see how, if it is, and if it is implemented, how it's implemented exactly into New Jersey. Is it going to be a straight deduction? Is it going to be maybe refundable in portion? I doubt that. Be a new area to see.
Would this, if this was something that, like, let's just say, for instance, we had a state tax and this was something that was passed, would this encourage people to take tolls?
No.
No.
But if it's already in your lane that you have to do that anyways, then obviously. But yeah, it's not going to, what I would think of it, it's not going to create a huge break, but it is going to create a break.
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting. I was looking through some of the latest news and came across that. It was surprising that there's no other states besides Massachusetts that actually have this law passed. So
yeah,
I think it's a great thing
mm-hmm.
For someone that takes tolls all the time. But obviously, not every city has tolls.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
it's helping out, the individuals that are in those heavy populated areas.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the New Jersey or New York roads, but especially down here, you pretty much can't get anywhere without hitting a toll road unless you want to add 2 hours to your trip.
Right.
Avoiding them, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had one more article to talk about that you wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
I think it's over on, that next tab. There we go.
Seems that
they're starting a Avengers Club.
Sounds like the ultimate Avengers of IRS teaming up to fight scams. So it sounds like the IRS, along with other states and other groups, are kind of more teaming up to tackle, scams and schemes against taxpayers and whatnot, and which obviously can only be a good thing. Finally, maybe some more communication between agencies and departments to share resources of sorts to hopefully limit it to a certain extent. Obviously you can't completely get rid of it, and every year they come up with new different schemes and scams to affect taxpayers. But
yeah, I think I just can't believe they didn't do this before. They because if you go to the next tab, Batul, there's the list of this is the teams. So we're a part of that top one. So the National Association of Computerized Tax Processors, we're on that board. And then if you scroll down, there's all these other organizations that are part of this. Intuit, that's a big one. You got HBR, Block, Jackson Hewitt, Liberty, NAEA, NATP, the National Society of Accountants. So I mean, these are pretty much overall everyone that has to deal in the industry. And so, to get all these people together to increase awareness, just alerting people that, hey, these are going on in the quickest time available is going to be huge.
And be able to probably more have a direct line of sharing information, or maybe one source where they combine it all into, so everybody can see exactly different scams that are going on, so everybody's more aware of it. Again, sounds like something that probably should have existed already that would have been helpful, but, and then it's another push in the industry to at least try to mitigate some of the potential scams and schemes and help people out. And it's interesting. How much it will help, I don't know, but again, it's something. It's a little bit.
And they,
not gonna
I
hurt
saw
it.
that if you scroll down just a tad, there's also a couple of, like, there's banks on here as well.
Yeah. Even Cash App and Square, Green Dot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they've covered their bases as far as bringing everyone together.
Different parts of the industry.
Yeah. And, I mean, they got to have some kind of cool uniform. Do you think they have, like, a superhero uniforms?
Definitely capes involved. Maybe some boots.
Oh.
I don't know about a vest, but there's definitely a cape.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't have a cape, you're not a superhero?
No.
That's
Can't
the
be.
rule, right?
It's got to be.
Iron Man would have something to say about that.
Put a cape on him.
You could. So finishing up, I wanted to just touch on Zapier, if it's on the last one. Go ahead and X out of that. No, on the right-hand side. Sorry, there's a little X over there on the, right down.
You would think you would already had this set up.
I did have it set up. I
sure.
just forgot to X out of it. Yep. So Zapier, we've been talking about this on previous pods. And I did have a couple people reach out to me that watch. So people are watching the podcast.
No way.
Yeah. And eventually I would like to get where we can have this on screen for our video people. But right now it's just we're not able to do that. But what I've created is a Zap that builds off the statuses like we did last time. And this one's just for rejected returns. So in the instance of a rejected tax return, what I am doing, I think what I've done is I send a Slack message to my fake receptionist telling them about the tax return that has been rejected. And then I've also set up a Google Calendar event, which I think you can use multiple different calendar parties. But I'll create an event on her calendar as well to contact the taxpayer about the rejection. So in that time period, then she's going to have to figure out what the rejection is, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then if you scroll down just a little bit, what I've done is delayed, because you can add in delays.
Okay.
So this one, I added a delay, and I think you have a couple options based off of the prior action. So I can say the Google Calendar event isn't completed yet, but once it is, then kick off this other action. So then at that point, what we do after the process of the delay is complete, we send out an email to that customer saying, hey, your tax return's been rejected. We've taken a look at it. We're going to call you at this time. Boom. And it just sends it off. So super easy, streamlined process. Could you do this all on your own and not be that big of a deal? Sure.
Right. Yeah.
But if you don't need to, and it only takes,
Well, especially if you got 100 or 200 returns in there, that you sent off, you don't have to continually scroll down, see which one's rejected or whatnot. You got these events that happen right away. Either creating the events and then triggering the emails to follow. So makes it pretty streamlined and easy to versus having to go in and then manually email everybody or whatnot. So interesting.
Again, for me, automation is the future, but and you can also get into some AI stuff in here as well. And we might get into that in some other pods, but this one I just wanted to cook up. It was based off the rejection, informing my staff and informing my customer, all based off of an automatic function that's being pushed by the tax software. So there's nothing that you actually need to do to complete these 3 tasks.
Once you have the Zap created.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be nice. It'd be an interesting function, especially it's a huge time saver of just having to go through it all. Even if you don't, contact them directly, just sends an email directly. Hopefully, either A, get a response to that, or B, then follow up with the call if you don't.
Right. And this may not work for your business model.
Right.
But something along these lines you can tweak and make it work for you.
It's an option.
Yeah.
It's a good option. Especially, if you're a bigger office filing a lot of returns, this could be a huge time saver.
Yeah. And if you're a listener and you want to see some kind of workflow, just let us know in the comments and we'll try to get that done.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that was all the topics we had today.
I believe so.
So we have the long weekend. We'll be back next week, but anything going on on the long weekend? Are you doing any golfing?
Ooh, no plans of it. I'm sure I'll get out there.
Or maybe we could set one up this week.
Could do that. Got to figure it out in between my sitting by the pool time, but I can fit you in.
It is starting to cool off.
Mm-hmm. Finally.
Just a tad. But you can feel it.
Still hot.
It's still hot.
Can't wait for February.
Never
thought I'd say that in my life.
That's a ways away. All right, man. Well, we will catch back up next week and talk more taxes.
All righty. Sounds good. Thanks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.